Memorial Day weekend. I'm in Creedmoor, North Carolina. Lake Rogers. They're not open. I was able to get into the park, but they don't open till 10 o'clock. So, I'm not going to wait around 4 hours to launch this boat. I left them a note, told them I'd come back later and pay them to launch my boat. Surely they'll understand that. Beautiful lake. I used to fish here years ago. In fact, Tom Bro caught his first 10-pound bass out here. Back in those days, you couldn't hardly fish this lake because of all the hydrilla. I think they put some sort of grass carp in here and took care of that problem. Hopefully I'll catch me a crappie today. Hey, this is a nice place. They got bathrooms, picnic tables, geese. I think they have a little fishing pier here too. We'll see how this goes today. It's a little bit cold out here this morning. Should have brought my jacket. But the sun's not quite up yet. It's rising now. Finally got out on the lake. I'm the only one out here. The only one breaking the law. I don't have a permit. We'll get that by around 10 o'clock this morning. Okay, the lake looks clean. Yeah, years ago when I fished here, the depth finder showed it being only like 3 and 4 feet deep. I think it's because all the hydrilla came up that close to the surface. I was getting a false reading on my depth finder. But these carps seem to have cleaned out the grass pretty good. All right, looking for my first crappie today. First fish of the day, little white perch. Hope this is not a repeat of what happened a couple of weeks ago at Beaver Dam. We'll see. Still out here at Lake Rogers. Caught a small crappie, small white perch, and a baby something. Looked almost like a walleye, but I'm pretty sure we don't have them down here. Plus, I'm only in 4 feet of water. Maybe it was a yellow perch fingerling with no colors on him yet. But look at this lake. The sun's just now coming up. Nice mist coming off of it. A little cool. But we're going to do some exploring today. See what we find. Get my cam hat on. Been trolling, but I'm out here pretty far from shore. And I see a little stick up there. I'm going to stop the boat, make a cast over there. Sometimes that can hold a fish. A little isolated piece of cover like that. I didn't quite reach it. Reposition the boat a little bit here. Throwing a real light jig. I can't hardly cast it very far. Another cast in here. That's more like it. No bite on it. Must not be too much to that piece of cover. Okay, we'll keep looking. Well, when I launched my boat this morning, I pretty much trolled along that north shore line. I wasn't too close to shore, but I was heading easterly. And it was all shallow water. I mean, when I first launched, it was like 10, 12 feet deep, but quickly it got less than 5 or 6. Here lately it's been 3 and 4 feet. Right now I'm going up Ledge Creek. This is on the north shore, northeast parts of Lake Rogers. I've been zigzagging across this creek. I'm probably about halfway into this big cove, and deepest water I can find is you know, like 4 feet. I'm not going to mess around in here too much. This is beautiful bass habitat though. I mean, just absolutely beautiful. And I don't have a bass rod with me this morning. It's back in my truck. Thought I was going to do some crappie fishing. So I only brought 2 poles. And I'll be darned if I didn't break the same one I broke 2 weeks ago. This time the tip broke off. Must have been something bad about that rod. Probably got stepped on somewhere along the way. Okay, I'll let you know if we hit something good. If I had to describe Lake Rogers in one word, it would be shallow. I swear I cannot find any deep water up here on the east end of the lake. I went up Ledge Creek, it started out shallow and got shallower. I believe that area has a lot of potential if you enjoy casting. There's lots of shoreline cover. It just looks really bassy. Probably some good brim up there too. But it's a little too shallow for me to troll. I think since I'm not using outriggers, if I try trolling 3 feet of water, I'm just scaring off any fish that might be under the boat. My lure's going right through dead water at that point. So I'm gonna poke around a little bit, at least find something at least 5 foot deep, and I can slow the boat down a little bit, be a little quieter. That's the plan. I apologize for wiggling around so much. It's my new camera. I got it on my hat. I haven't figured out the position of the buttons yet like my old camera. But this is typical of what I'm seeing everywhere up here at Lake Rogers. Just wonderful shoreline cover. And here I am sitting at 2.3 feet deep. So when I make cast along the shore, I'm steady getting bites from these little brim and small crappies. But this is not what I enjoy doing too much. Lord, I'd like to throw a floating worm into there. Looks so bassy, and the whole shoreline is like this. Finally got down here in 6 feet of water. Just now had a bite as I was starting to talk. Yeah, a little bite through here. But after going all the way up to the other end of the lake, see where I am? Right back where I started. Down here by these rental boats, the boat ramp. Looks like some rip-rap over there. So I'll give this about another hour or so. I at least want to stay long enough to pay my launch fee. And then I think I'll head up to Lake Butner. I hate going up there on a Memorial Day weekend with no partner. A lot of power boats probably be out today, and I'm fishing out of the little Tritanic. If I get knocked out of my boat, I'd at least like to have somebody be able to call for help or something. Yeah, maybe another hour or two. I don't even know what time it is. Yeah, I don't know. We'll just see how it goes. I've got a portable depth finder, but the way I stick it onto my boat is with some Velcro, and it keeps coming off. So we're going to do something different here. I've got more than one Velcro strip attached to the boat. We'll just move it over here and see what happens. I had 2 on the back and 1 on each side, and one on my back has already completely gone off, and the other one is kind of messed up. It's not holding my depth finder on, so we'll try it over here. Yeah, man, that feels pretty solid down there. Haven't used that one. The one that's missing on the other side too. Had this boat several years. If you ever do this, it's a good idea to have an old shoelace or something that you can secure it to one of your handles, just in case it does come loose. Sometimes when you're in heavy weeds, it'll pull right off. But with this shoelace, if it comes loose, it's at least not going to get back in the motor. I've never had it get in the prop, but logic tells me if you got something dangling in the water, it could get in that prop. All right, I got a good reading on the depth finder, so I think we're good to go again. Again, I apologize about the way I'm handling this camera. It's been crazy out here today, trying to get used to it. All right, let me get this motor back down. I stopped off at the car and got me a bass ride. Go do a little bit more exploring. I was thinking about going to another lake, but if I did, then I'd be tempted not to come back by here and pay for this boat ride I'm taking this morning. I don't want to be that kind of person. So I'll stick it out here. Been out here about 2.5 hours, and I probably caught 25 or 30 little fish. White perch, brim, small crappies. I had one crappie that would be a keeper, but it was nothing to even show on the camera. So I know there's fish here. People talk about it, I guess, but I just haven't found them yet. It's been too long since I've been out here, so I feel obligated to give it more than just a couple of hours. I always had a saying that if you fish a lake 3 days in a row, you'll have it figured out. So the least I can do is give it 6 hours out here. I was filling up my e-cigarette. Got a bite. That's the way it always goes. Whoa, this thing's pulling a little bit. Let's see what we got here. Oh, that's a nice crappie there. Now that's the kind of crappies we want. Check him out. Yeah, I'll stay here all day for fish like this. Man, he's hooked good too. Caught him on a Roadrunner. Beautiful fish. I'm happy. I'm over here on the south side of Lake Rogers, about halfway up the lake. It's a big cove here, probably a creek or something. I haven't been to the back end of it. But just when I got to the mouth of it, I'm about dead center of this thing, with the main lake and this feeder creek. I'm catching them 2 at a time. Holy, look at this. Here's a little one. He hit that lure just hanging off the side of the boat while I caught there. That's a white perch, but I'm catching some crappies too. Let me get him unhooked. We'll do this again. I threw a buoy out because there's really no landmarks out here to show me where I'm at. So I'll be able to use that buoy, that orange buoy, to find the hot spot again. That's what I'm talking about. Get my hat back on, hat cam. Just had a bite. We'll see what this is. Oh, it's a little bass. Open up. Get a Roadrunner, a little bass. think I've got some fish located here, out here by this buoy. But it's almost 10 o'clock in the morning. It's time for that concession stand to open up. I need to pay my launch fee. So I'm going to run over there and take care of that business. Hopefully nobody moves my buoy while I'm gone. Probably take me about 30 minutes to do that. I'm afraid to move the buoy because this place is so wide open I might not ever find it again. There's no real structure out here on this part of the lake. It's just about like a shallow soup bowl. But every time I get close to that orange buoy, my rods go down. So I'll take a chance and just leave it out. Looks like I'm getting another bite here. Doesn't feel very big. Yeah, I had my marker buoy out there on the hot spot. I trolled past it, and when I turned around, it had moved. Those kids in that paddle boat ran over it and cut it off because it got tangled up in their damn paddle. That just frustrates me. Another little white perch. Man, I've caught a ton of these today. And I've caught some nice crappies too. Only one big jumbo. But since I lost my spot, the buoy doesn't have any string on it now. Guess what I'll do is go trolling around again. That's all I can do. Can't find my hot spot. Another little bass. Man, I'm up in some shallow water back here. But still catching fish pretty steady. Little bass, little largemouth. It's about the dead end of the lake back here though. Got another bite here. Let's see what we got. Okay. I think it's another little bass. I've caught a lot of them today. I think I've caught like 8. He's pulling a little bit. He's not that big, but he's pulling. Yeah. What it is, a little largemouth. Come on up here, bud. Let me get that lure out. That's right. Thank you. I'm too tired to put the boat back on the trailer. That's the only reason I'm continuing to fish. I keep hoping I'll get my second win. Man, I sure have caught a lot of little fish today. I lost count. It's over 50. Biggest one was about a 2.5 pound catfish. I got one crappie, probably weighs 1.5 pounds. Everything else was tiny. But I did see a boy catch a mudfish that went over 10 or 12 pounds. It's the biggest one I've ever seen in North Carolina. He didn't know what it was. He's out here in a kayak. He's still got the fish connected to his line. He's paddling back to the dock. He wants him to take his picture and put it up on the wall. Yep, I think I'll make a drift and then call it a day. Troll back to the boat dock. Lake Rogers doesn't turn me on that much, but it was kind of fun. Did catch a lot of little crappies. Might try it again someday if it's too windy on Beaver Dam. See you next trip.